Hi everyone, hi and welcome back to another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thank you so much for joining me again. I appreciate that people have been really digging the show, going through all the episodes, commenting on things. I have some regular people I'm aware of, some new people with subscribers coming in. I just want to say thank you to everyone, who is vibing with the show. I really appreciate it. I've got some great guests lined up. It seems like I've if there was any dam that was stopping me from getting huge guests, I think a few high watermark guests to continue this kind of nautical theme have allowed me to crest a wave, such as people like Soul and Chilla Jones and then Kruger and O'Shea and all these big names and all the small names as well. Not what I say when I mean small names, but all of those people that have joined me on the podcast. I just want to say thank you to you guys as well. Please go through the archive of the YouTube, follow us at Battle Rap Resume if you want to keep up to date with upcoming episodes, various stuff like that. Subscribe to us on YouTube as well as iTunes if that's possible. If you're listening on iTunes as well, I just want to say that depending how far you actually are in the run, this is episode 30-ish, I think, around the early 30s. But let's say you're listening a lot later on. A lot of the early episodes won't be there, or at least they won't be on the feed. So if you're curious to where they've gone, they're on the YouTube. They're all available, always going to be available on the YouTube. So Shots the Rebel, for example, is an episode that already isn't there on the iTunes gasp, just because it's so far back now. That we've been doing so many episodes that unfortunately those earlier episodes are on the archive. I say they're not easy accessible. Well, they are easy accessible. Just grab them off there. Anyway, my guest is a huge figure in Don't Flop. There's no two ways around it. A huge figure in Don't Flop. A figure of apathy at first, a figure of love, a figure of hate, a figure of 128,000 views now on the Deep Throat Clash. A figure who has ascended to a position, an enviable position as part of Don't Flop's training days. Danny Jaqq, welcome to the show, man.
Well, thank you for having me, man. Big up.
Before we get into your career, your battles, etc., I just want to start with, first saying the Rapping It Jack event, I was there. Myself and Ryan Morgan, who's also on your team, did a recap. Check that out on the channel. Yeah. Huge success.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a lot of stress, but it all worked out. And
it's kind of like with battle events, this must be something weird to experience, especially when you're organising one. There's the event itself. There's the battles going down, make sure everyone's there, etc. The filming, and then there's the release.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother beast, isn't it? And you're tackling that for the first time now. Thankfully, JB and Dank, amazing battle. What a great first upload as well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. They killed it, man. I'm a big fan of both of them, so I was glad to have them both on the card. That battle as well was a second choice for an original one, which fell through, which I reorganised. But I'm glad that went down in the park. I don't think.
What was the reorganised one then?
It was JB versus Jay Short was originally supposed to go down, but it got cancelled. So I swapped Jay Short with Dank Schrader, and it turned out for the better, I guess. But I've got JB Jay Short for another event. So
that would be great. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was going down. Yeah, that's going to be a fantastic battle. I had Jay Short on very recently. He was a great guest. Shouts to Jay Short, and I think it's a good look for you guys as well, where your Sunburn pre-party card, which is all yours now, this is training days rather than Don't Flop's last time. Yeah. It's a dope card, man. And it kind of shits on last year's. It looks like a great card. I mean, it hasn't gone down yet. Probably by the time this episode comes out, it's something, it will be all on that kind of 8th birthday hype, whatever. But at this time, looks very promising.
Yeah, as you probably know from if you're on social media or Facebook and stuff, Sunburn 3 pre-party card was a lot of stress, way too much stress than necessary, with bringing Bard and people on, and then having to cancel them and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it turns out like I said, a lot of people saying it does sort of shit on the previous one. And that the reorganized card is better than the one I originally had with Bard and stuff, like swapping Bard for Heretic and JB for Conquer B and stuff. I mean Bobby Rex. So yeah, I'm glad you think it's good, and everyone else seems to as well.
No, I mean, is it much? I mean, you're a company man, Danny. You're probably not going to concur with me, but in my humble, independent opinion, it's more exciting than Sunburn 3. That card.
Oh, really? Okay, well, I wouldn't be human if I didn't take that as a compliment, but obviously for professional reasons. I was going to say, I think it's best to just wait and see for the whole day, because I think with the main card of Sunburn 3, it's going to be one of those cards where you look on paper, you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't know, but on the day it's going to be great. It's like Shot for Yunnan. everyone was a bit unsure about that, and it turned out to be one of the best battles of the weekend. I think it's going to be similar with a lot of the battles on. I just
think the training days card's more exciting just objectively. Bobby Rex versus Conker. Tell me that's not going to be great.
Oh yeah,
Heretic's going to bring everything. He's part of the training day staff. He's going to put out for the event versus Dank. Always good to see Dank. Callum's back versus Shonda. I mean, I'm glad Shonda's battling. I am glad Shonda's battling. Bear Solutions and Lazy Ass Jack, you got the Oxford double team coming in. It's promising.
I'm huge fans of both of those guys. Lazy Ass Jack and Bear Solutions. I am big fans of them.
Huge fans.
Yeah, man, they're so good.
Huge fans. And I just want to give a quick shout out to someone who was on the last pre-card, the warm-up card with you, where you battled with Sleepy G. Guy Hyphen. Do you remember Hyphen?
Hyphen.
Yeah, he battled Rob Wilson. He had a tryout before that as well. He didn't do much in the scene. Do you recall him?
Oh, I think I do. Hyphen. Yeah. I sort
of like an Indian London geezer type.
Oh yeah, no, I do remember him.
Kind of hipster, very cool guy. I just want to give a shout out to Ardash as well. Weirdly, me and him became really good friends, like for no real reason years before this show started, and he's a really good guy. And he's making great music now as Hyphen. And I urge everyone to Google Hyphen Battle Rap Resume or Hyphen Tom Quee, and you'll find a series of interviews that I'm doing with him at the moment, actually, text-based interviews rather than podcasts like this. But that's been a really fun avenue. So I just want to give a shout out to Hyphen. But Danny, we'll get on to your path, and I'm fascinated by Origins, and I'm a bit of a sleuth, bit of a nardwar. I like to kind of go on YouTube and search tags that might not be, maybe you'll find videos that aren't officially meant to be seen. One of the ones that I saw was Max Sherry Sarcastic, which was Max tryout. You also tried out at that event. Give us the play-by-play. This is where your reputation that haunted you for the first year of your career begins, right?
Actually, no. This is a common misconception that people have. At Rapping It Pop, when Max Sherry battled Sarcastic Kid and choked, I battled Because, and against Because, I did all right and won.
You didn't choke?
I didn't choke in that one, no.
Oh, okay.
This is because obviously I wasn't like one of the best. I was just like a tryout that won and got a callback, and then like I won the tryout. Then a week later, I get a tweet from saying, do you want to battle again on, I can't remember the date now, but Rapid Part 2 against Spacey, and that is the battle I choked. So I choked my second battle, and then that's the one, obviously because the choke was that bad and it got made into such a big thing that everyone seems to take that as my tryout. But no, my tryout I did all right in. It's the second battle I flopped.
But why isn't Because out then?
Because Because choked his entire second round.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was a kind of choky event, wasn't it? So I guess would be quite dismissive.
Oh yeah, Rapping It Park 1 and 2 were just absolute shambles.
It's like an orgy. It was a choke fest.
So bad. It's so bad.
Yeah. No. Shout out to Bard, did well at that event. Cojay killed it against Gov, right? Good battle.
God, yeah. Need to bring back Gov, bro. I want Gov from training days.
No,
he was actually alright, man.
This is why training days works. It's both about bringing in the new guys and maybe poaching a few KOTR guys, but whatever. Battle rap is an ancestral culture; it has to be.
Otherwise, no one will progress.
Yeah, exactly. But you can also use it as a kind of like a water flume of return for like these older guys. You wanted to get Craze involved, right? But that couldn't come apart.
Craze had to pull out for personal reasons, but I will bring him back. He's definitely up for it. It's just a matter of when. Stuff like that. I've been in contact with Crazy a lot more recently because he also does like music like nights in Salisbury and surrounding areas. So he wants to get me and Sleepy on a show there, because one of the first ever sets I did as an MC, not a battler, was with Crazy. So it'd be nice to go back there.
And how long was your musical identity, like doing the sets and stuff, before the Because happens? Like, were you into music a long time performing-wise?
Yeah, I was making music for about 2 years before I battled, but I never had a show in my life. And then the first time I performed live, the first time I performed live musically was when I joined Don't Flop, when I tried out.
Right.
And then after that, I started getting, and then after the choke, I focused more on music. And then in that year, I did sets with Craze. Sleepy G got me a set, not in the grime thing though. I had an acoustic one back then actually, with Sleepy, but all Sleepy.
Was this as OFAV?
No. I came into Don't Flop as Danny Jaqq. It's a horrible name.
It is. And, we'll get onto that.
Yeah. And But yeah, I came in as Danny Jaqq, and then after that, I had a year where I didn't battle due to the choke, so I just focused on music and that. And then we'll get into the work.
Yeah, and obviously when you're coming up as a fan and you're starting to get into battling, like having a video online, having just one video is such currency. It means as much as having 10 videos. You know what I mean? It's so. Yeah. And to find out, I mean, how was it revealed to you that the Because thing was just like, sorry, mate, you did well, but something completely out of your hands has dictated your fate?
Literally, I wish it was said like that to me.
It's not coming out, bruv.
Yeah. It's not even, I didn't even get told. It was,
right.
Yeah, so the highlight reel came out of the park, the first.
Oh no! What a way to find out!
I know, right? And then it said they had the dates of like 3 of the tryouts, and then it said the best of the rest. And then my one was in that category, and I was like, "So what? This is all I'm going to see of me dropping this line of rhyming Toucan and Yunnan, and huge fan." And I was like, "This is all people are going to see of Danny Jaqq for like a year." And I was like, "Oh man," I was actually pretty gutted, but at the same time,
of course, you would be.
I was excited just to have my sort of bar, and it was also the last bar of the highlight reel, so it was like I sort of took some probably misconstrued compliment from that.
Right. No, that was definitely coincidental.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, what happened in terms of? Was there any comments on the video about you? Was anyone like, "Who's this Danny Jaqq guy? This Yunnan line?" Or was it just like
some people were like, "Oh, that last bar was funny. I want to see. I'm interested to see more of that guy." And then they listened. They brought me back, and I choked 3 rounds. So
and like, just to get into that choking, I mean, choking 3 rounds. So were you kind of not prepping as hard as you were for because you're like, I've already got a victory? Or
yeah, it's literally that. It was just it was just a stupid sense of arrogance, and just going into it thinking, "No, I can do this again." Like I'll just bring back the last line that went, like, sort of remix the last line, and that went completely on its ass. and it's just horrible, man. I drank as well. I thought I could do this. If I drink, I'll be fine. Blah blah blah.
Right, yeah.
And it's just horrible. I think the atmosphere of the entire day, because I remember halfway through that event, and I was the last battle of the day. So halfway through that event, Rowan had just screamed at everyone. And he was like, you're not gonna do this properly. You're wasting my fucking time. Just go home. And everyone was just like, "Oh, okay."
It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was not having a good day.
Right. No, I appreciate that though. If you've been doing it as long as he is, you expect a degree of professionalism, and it must be irate. But it seems to be less of a problem now, doesn't it? There seemed to be an epidemic earlier. Now tryouts seem to value their position a bit more.
It's because they come like with when I tried out, it was sort of the time of doing like 10 tryouts in a day. Now it's sort of like 2 at an event or something like that, if that. I'm bringing on with training days. I'm bringing back the sort of 10 tryout a day events, but I think that's the reason people took it more seriously, because they're more rare to get. You know what I mean?
No, completely. Yeah. And I'm glad you're bringing back those events as well, because they can be fun though, just to watch 10 random people battle.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna with the upcoming one that I've got planned. I think it's October times. I've also got a couple main events that are just gonna blow the roof off the place, man. You'll see. You shall see.
Good, man. I'm glad you're doing more events, because Rapping Jack was fantastic. I'm gonna unfortunately miss the pre-party, but I'm hoping to get some other ones. So we'll get onto your kind of first Don't Flop debut, Mac Sherry. This was kind of billed as a. I mean, if you want to hear us go really in depth about this battle, check out the Mac Sherry episode.
Oh yeah, this is actually.
Yeah. He was a great guest. Shout out to Mac Sherry. But again, the problem is, I don't know if it was a concept battle in the truest vein of its form, but I mean, it was kind of meant to be a choke battle, wasn't it? But it was never explained as such in the video, so it's quite confusing how much you focus on choking if you didn't know you guys, and why would you know that your guys? This is both your first upload.
Yeah, I like with that battle, because I heard Max Sherry say that he how he got the battle and stuff like that. I kind of got it in a different vein. I hadn't spoken to Rowan in a year. And funnily enough, it was the day, I think he messaged me a year after the last time we spoke, which is quite funny. But he messaged me a year after a year of not talking. Just like, lol, bruv, I've got the greatest idea. And I'm like, all right, elaborate. And then he's like, what about you versus Max Sherry? No, well, I want to put you in a choke bars only battle against someone that choked in the park. And I was like, oh my God. That is okay.
Top tier money.
Yeah, let's go, man. So I was like, let's go. And he was like, who do you want to pick? And I was like, I don't know. And then I think I originally had Sarcastic Kid, or I picked Sarcastic Kid, and then we both like sort of simultaneously like, yo, what about Max Sherry, that guy that cried?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, bro, he cried. I'm going to do this battle. I'm like, that is the best thing. So I got it. And then Max Sherry obviously got the battle, and then the rest is history. But that battle was just such a strange one, man.
I liked you in that battle. I mean, I don't really have much notes for this, but I remember, you had like a good performance, you had a good character, and that's what you've always had from The Off, isn't it? Like you just seem to have this kind of, quite carefree, kind of loose nature to you that still has some skill behind it. Like where does that come from? Because you don't you can never be accused as going over the top or angry, but that's not to say that you don't still have some affectations towards just, working the crowd. You seem quite comfortable.
You know what? I can't even really pinpoint where that sort of come from. It's just me, really. It's just how I am in. But like, obviously, you've battled before as well. So when you get into the crowd, like, you get like a sort of sense of like adrenaline and stuff, especially when the crowd is sort of rocking with you. You sort of, it's just whatever you see on stage, what you see me do is just a natural result of the adrenaline and the excitement. It's not something I'm not in my room performing every movement like some battlers do. I just sort of get in there and then.
I think Jace does that.
He definitely does. He likes to growl as well.
He bodied you, man, though, to be fair.
He really did. He really did. Oh man, that battle.
We'll get on that battle.
Yeah. But with Max Sherry, I see what you mean. I quite like the performance. I don't like bars. I think I could.
No, but the whole like. He said he wasn't going to choke up. What was the choke about? Like, it just kind of like, it's quite funny shit. Like, you do like quoting slogans and stuff like that, and I think you do well. The Deep Throat Thug third round, I think is like your real haymaker of the whole thing. But no, the performance is good, and like you're saying, the crowd are rocking with you, and like in most battles, the crowd rock with you, man. You know how to connect. It's impressive. I'm grateful for every battle. I don't think I have a battle online where the crowd is sort of dead to me. Really. No, you don't. I mean, I've watched them all in the past day or so, and like, no, they go well. So, Big J battle.
Jay and Lefty, what a mean pair, bodying guys. No matter the name or place, they didn't see care, but to credit you on those wins, bruv, that wouldn't seem fair because Lefty won all those 2-1-2s. You just happened to be there.
I mean, I remember this being announced, and I remember people being like, who is Danny? I think this was the first time I found out about you, and I just remember your name, and I remember because you had 2 Qs for the K, and I was I was just kind of like, I don't know, not impressed, but just kind of stayed in my head or whatever. And then and obviously you started to get more and more battles, became more aware of you. But this battle, like, was this very much Big J extending a hand?
Yeah, it is literally just that. I don't think I was going to get another battle after Max Sherry. I think after that, I think they were just going to I think it's supposed to be a one-off. I think me and Max Sherry are just supposed to be one-off joke battle for April Fools, give the staff a laugh at some of the crap battlers, and then that was it. It was supposed to be gone. And then Big J ruined plans by offering me a battle. And then, Big J texts me like, you're going to love me, bro. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, Big J wants to battle you. And I was like, shut the front door. I was like, no way. I remember being so nervous because obviously Big J, like...
Why did he want it? What, just because you were kind of this meme-like figure, or...?
No, well, I probably deep down, that was part of the reason. But he said to me that he thinks, because we're both from the same area of London, right. And he said he thought I was good and that I have the potential and stuff. And he goes, I want to try and help you, like give you a leg up. And I was like, well, I'm not going to say no.
Dude, man. What
and then I beat him. I don't think he planned that.
No, that was slightly unexpected. And like, Jay, we'll get into the bars here, but he's not light, is he? He's kind of himself. Like, you did beat a Big J, like Big J, who's kind of, when he's on form, he's strong.
No, it's, I remember when the announcement, when I got announced the winner, I think it was the only time I literally physically said yes to myself. I was actually really happy when I won that battle.
Well, no, I mean, it wasn't just you beating Big, it was you beating Don't Flop in a sense mentally and kind of, being on board with it.
Yeah, and beating my own sort of barrier of confidence, like getting through 3 rounds without choking. I think I only had stumbled once or something, but and then being able to do that line at the end where I was like, I can't remember the bar, but it was like, I basically said I didn't choke. I can't remember the bars now, but at the end I was like, I didn't choke, and then the crowd went crazy. I was like,
No, I think you just something about ask for this torture like most deaf, and then you sort of just close off with the.
Oh yeah, I didn't choke. Yes. This
is Beat Fighter combo. Big J coming off the Harry Baker battle, good battle. Got a lot of heat behind him coming into this clash.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a good battle. I just don't know what more to say to it. Apart from the third round, his third round with the pitches was just probably still the funniest thing I've ever experienced against me in a battle. That was hilarious.
So you start, you sort of say that you feel that his name's going to take you up. Solange Knowles on the lift going to fuck Jay up.
That bar, man, like I thought that was fire when I wrote it. That is so, it's not bad, but it's
not bad, but it's kind of like you can do so much more with a punch like that, I guess.
So funny hearing my bars back from that.
Will Smith, I Am Legend. You say that like basically you're frightening him. You've got him looking like when Will Smith saw the mannequin.
I like that bar.
I think the imagery's good. Yeah. It just kind of, it got a little mangled. You kind of repeated Will Smith twice, and it's apparently, according to his Instagram, he bench presses black kids.
Yeah, they had a video on his Instagram of him literally doing that. So
no, he does laugh, and you can tell that he. Kids from the day getting whipped, now helping Jay getting ripped. It works well. It works well, man. The crowd are laughing. Like you must have felt good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I'm having reactions and stuff. First time I had a reaction, I'm actually had a reaction, but I mean like in a battle that isn't a concept battle, just a normal 3-round battle with a big name, because it felt good to just get through it. You know what I mean? Not completely, because if I choked and stuff against Big J, he would have been. I would have felt more bad for Big J because he's on the rise. Why did he have to battle some failure of a tryout?
It'd be over if he choked against Big J.
Yeah, and it would have been we wouldn't be here now. So.
No, I guess we wouldn't. In his first, your favourite wrestling move is a choke slam. Your middle name should be Danny Jaqq. It's going to be chokes. It's kind of Big J writing. He delivers it well. Again, he's not coming light. Lots of his bars in your second are like the YouTube comments and instrumentals. Shout out YouTube comments and instrumentals though. Gotta love those where they got the double forward slash to the note line breaks. You got it. If you're true commentator, you do that shit for the people going out there. Sometimes it's fun, by the way, just to adopt a flow and just have a go at the lyrics. I'm not much of a rapper myself, but I sometimes just do that if I'm just listening to a beat.
Me too. Like if I'm listening to a beat and stuff, I read some of them and I try.
Just to see kind of most of the time it's very personal, isn't it? So it's kind of hard to. But and then you get the his friends are cringy, like Brent and Finchy. Nice shit.
I like that.
The lefty stuff is good in the second.
Thank you.
I think the lefty stuff broken down well. Right hand man was weaker, teaming up with lefty sort of thing. I think it was just kind of good stuff. We're getting inbox from Sensor from Jay in the second, and the battle wraps up. And here, there must have been some deep down desire to get into Don't Flop. Then you've had quite a few attempts, and you crack it with this one, and then you go on to great success. But this, had you been a fan for a long time? You like battle rap for a long time?
Oh yeah, well. I got into Don't Flop from watching the first battle I ever watched was Lunacy versus DPF.
Right.
I was like a Lunacy type bring-in type fan. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say.
No, me, I was as well, bro. So.
Oh yeah, so exactly. I'm not going to sit here and be and try and act cool and be like, oh yeah, watch the WRCs.
I followed them day by day, bro.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I thought the only WRC I know of is the racing game.
Right. But Colin McRae shit.
The World Rally Championships, but. Yeah, no, I didn't watch all that stuff. I didn't even know American Battle Rap existed. I literally just thought it was an England thing, and then from the power of
you thought invented it.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I thought it was just because the way I got introduced into battle rap was I thought it was like a parody thing.
Right.
So I saw Lunacy DPF, and it's just it's a guy from Bradford versus another guy, and a load of guys, and they're just saying things about their mum and stuff. I thought it was just another sort of your mama type thing. I didn't know it was an actual real serious art form behind this. And then I got more in deep into it, and I found Yunnan, and then I followed Yunnan pretty much throughout for years. Yunnan's my favorite battler, and then. From that I just found URL King of the Dot, and now I'm a massive fan of it.
Yeah. It's addictive, right?
Man.
It's just one of the things that I love is all these people, yourself included, they spend so much time writing and rehearsing and thinking, and then you get one chance to do it.
Yeah.
It's not like a song. Like, I mean, we can revisit it, but you can't. You know, it's a singular performance.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything goes into it, from wordplay to hand gestures to PG stepping to whatever. And after the big J battle, we see you pretty much being cemented into the early ranks of Don't Flop.
Yeah.
You know, that battle, J battle, comes out in October 2014. The next batch of battles that we're just going to kind of quickly touch on before we get to the main battle per se. April and May, crazy months for you as a battler, right? This is 2015, April to May. 3 battles: T-Kid, Cojay, and Heretic. I mean, 3 defining battles for you.
I think I sort of put them in a sort of trilogy bracket.
Yeah,
I think they were.
You were very lucky to have them uploaded so close as well.
Yeah, man, definitely. That was like that was like the fastest rise of me. I think that's where I progressed the fastest. Even though I lost to Heretic, but I think even so, I think it still helped me.
And I asked this of Heretic, so I ask it of you. I'm just curious. That battle with Heretic, good battle. Heretic is harsh on you, man. It's quite.
He really is. Man, he snakes it, bro. I remember talking to beforehand, and I was like, bro, I like you, man. We're cool. I was like, I said to him, I don't want this judged. I just want to have some fun with it and like just do the light skin thing. He's like, yeah, man, like we're just gonna have some fun with it, blah blah blah. I get into the battle and he's just like going in on me. I'm like, what is going on? And obviously my third round is all compliments. I was like, I've lost this. Like, I only have 2 rounds, really.
It's one of my favourite performances. The walking corpse of Curious George, I think he calls you.
Chance the Rapper battling cancer with order. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that was funny. But you know, maybe that's the reason. But almost at 45,000 views now, that battle, which is what, like, that's big for Cracker. Let's not mince words here. That's Cracker the honky numbers.
Yeah, man, I don't get it. Well, I do get it. Like, no, I don't get it. Like, I'm happy for it, but I just don't understand. Like, it's mental, man. Like, because at the time we were just sort of 2 newcomers. Maybe my name was slightly more known than his, only because I've been sort of memed for longer and sort of it had sort of sense of infamy, if you want to call it that, for a while. But
notoriety.
Yeah, and then so but at the time we were just sort of 2 new battlers, and then it's just sort of I don't know what it was. There must be something about it that made people watch it that many times. So. Yeah.
Shout out to that battle. Check out that battle if you haven't watched it yet. As well, both Heretic and Danny are great in that battle. Great vibe as well. Always great vibe in that venue, Fiddler's Elbow. But talking of surprising views, you know, I think that brings us nicely onto the Deep Throat Thug clash.
Yeah, yes.
You know who's back? Danny! I don't want to hear no loose chat. So I don't want to hear no loose chat. You get your whole crew rap. You think I was going to do rap? Nah, I'm just going to kiss her.
Is this, I mean, we'll get into the battle as a whole. Obviously, it's worth pointing out to anyone that doesn't know, this battle now has 128,000 views. And at the time of recording, it has been out for just over a year, literally maybe like a couple of weeks over a year. So that is not to be sniffed at for any battle. It's a huge accomplishment. Is this part of, and I'm trying to formulate this equation right now in my head, so excuse any crudeness, is this part of the shotty Arsenal matrix where something in the battle, outside the battle, or more precisely the thumbnail, can add tens of, if not hundreds of thousands of views?
Yeah, I think it's just her name.
But is it not that there's a pretty girl versus a guy? You never see that in a thumbnail. You never see that.
No, maybe, like obviously her name played a big part of it. And then
the name plays into it, definitely. And yourself as well. We talk about your notoriety, whatever.
Yeah.
The fact that the guy Marlowe's on the thumb as well. It's small, but if you're a Marlowe fan, you seek that out. But that's not to play down the battle, but I've seen a lot of arguments for you online where, you know, you kind of own the views more. I mean, how do you feel?
That's like when I'm online saying, oh yeah, I've got this many views, blah blah blah. I'm fully aware of the fact that it's not, people are not clicking this 128,000 times to see Danny Jaqq. You know what I mean? But I think I just do it just because it's funny. But in terms of the actual views,
battle rap.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of the actual views and the actual battle itself, I think, like you said, there's a pretty girl against a guy. If the sort of more inner Don't Flop fans will know that Danny Jaqq is the sort of saviour type thing, and then so they obviously see the saviour versus a girl, so that's something to watch. And then the battle itself, I think the battle itself is kind of a high view caliber battle. Anyway, I think it's my best performance, hands down. I've never had a performance better since. And Deep Throat Thug is surprisingly good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I'd watched this before and I rewatched it just this morning, making notes. And her writing's funny, man. Her writing's really good. Her delivery isn't like as bad as I remembered either. That's not to put it down. It's her first battle, you know. But seriously impressive stuff from her. And this is a really fun battle. How did this come about? Was this you kind of, you know, passing over the Big J torch, thinking I'll reach out?
No, not even at all. I had no idea who Deep Throat Thug is. This is this is a funny story. I was at my grandparents, and I just come in.
Danny Jaqq.
Oh yeah, Danny Jaqq. Big up my nan. I've just walked into the house and I get a phone call from and I'm just gonna put this out there. Like I know I've said every battle we spoke about. Yeah, Er's got a hold of me. Mm-hmm. This is the last battle Er's personally given me.
Right.
Every other battle's been given to me by another staff member. But so yeah, rang me and he was like, "Yo, he wanted. If it was originally supposed to be for Checkpoint after party in that where Shock's battle Cojay. That's where it's supposed to happen. So he rang me before Checkpoint and he was like, "Yo, at my birthday, there's a tryout. There's a tryout that wants to try out, and we want you to battle. We want you to battle the tryout." I was like, "No, I'm not battling a tryout. I've been, I'm on the right."
You've been on a good run.
Yeah, I was on and he was like, "No, you don't understand." And he was like, I was like, "Okay, go on." And he's like, "It's a girl." And I was like, "I'm listening." and then he was like, "Yeah, no, it's you're gonna battle a girl on my birthday, 2 rounds or whatever." And he's like, "Wait for her name." I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "Her name is Deep Throat Thug." I was like, What? Say that again. He was like, "Deep Throat Thug. We want you to battle Deep Throat Thug." I was like, you're having a laugh. And then when I said that, I must have been on a loudspeaker because I heard the rest of the staff in the room where everyone was crack up as well. I was like, and they were like, "Yeah," and like Callum suggested that Danny battles Deep Throat Thug because the whole saviour thing, blah blah blah. And I was like, "All right, I'll do it, but can you just text me the name so I know what I'm hearing? I know what it is you're telling me." And he texted this to me. I was like, "I'm actually about to battle a girl called Deep Throat Thug." And the first thing I did was tell my nan. I don't know why. I just literally went into the kitchen. I was like, "Nan, I just got a battle." And she was like, she barely knows what it is. But she was like, "Oh yeah." And she's like, "Oh, what is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, like this battle thing I do. I'm battling a girl called Deep Throat Thug." And then I realized I said the word deep throat to my nan. I was like, this is terrible.
He got peak for you, cuz.
Yeah, it really did. But yeah, that's how the battle came about. I had no idea who she was before.
And she's like a musician, right? She's not like a battler normally, or a poet, or what's her background?
I think she's the bass guitarist for a band.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. I can't remember what the band was called now. It's terrible, but it's a good band.
Yeah, a good battle. She kicks it off again, slightly muffled at times. Her delivery, not a boring delivery, an interesting diction that she has, an interesting way of getting the stuff across. And she knows how to punch, and she does punch. Saying you're black, which initially made her nervous. Saying she fucks your mom. I mean, she's very rude as well, which is interesting. God, yeah. Very, very rude. I mean, obviously, a name would probably suggest that, but it's not like the name's a defense mechanism. It's like the name just embodies her style. Saying that she fucked your mom, everyone took a turn fisting that bitch's cervix. Bowski gets a mention. Like the whole bin bag line gets huge. If you were stood near a swimming pool and no one pushed you, you still fall in. Which is just, it's like really, Mitch Hedberg started sort of line. I really love that line. Talking about, I can't remember whose vagina she's specifically referring to, but the wound has seen so many warheads, she's got a puckered lips. That is like, that's so bad it's good. Yeah, right? Jay Dillon somewhere is like punching his fist. Like, And I mean, great stuff here. Saying "don't have it" as you big your round. Laughter's going round. Huge atmosphere was great. Yeah, great. Yeah, so the crowd is mad. It's just something I still think about to this day, man. I've never experienced a crowd reaction to everything. Every round was perfect. Every line went down perfectly. It was just like a dream. And the origin of your saviour persona. Can you talk us through that? Where does that begin? Okay, so 2013, 5th birthday, when I was in the era of not battling at the moment, I couldn't even get a stage. I had to be smuggled on stage 5th birthday by Willsey because I wasn't counted as a Don't Flop battler. I was just still a fan, even though I had 2 battles. But anyway, so after 5th birthday one night, we were in Leeds, me, Willsey, Solja, and Craig, big up those 3. And we went to a strip club. Right. And in this strip club,
there's a stripper, of course, it's a strip club.
Yeah.
And we got, the promoter came up to us and gave us like a sort of deal. So like for 20 quid, you get a free beer, a free shot, and a free lap dance. And I'd never been in a strip club before in my life, but I was like, okay, cool. And everyone was like, yeah, let's go. So we went, got this lap dance, and then the stripper that gave me the lap dance sort of stuck around. And we got into like a proper conversation, which is, not the sort of thing you do at a strip club. But she was quite cool.
It sounds like The Wrestler. I don't know if you've seen The Wrestler.
Oh yeah,
Again, that sort of vibe. You was kind of this washed up battler.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I was just sitting there and like I'm having a really in-depth conversation with this topless woman, and it was strange in itself. And then I remember saying to her, I was like, she was telling me that she wants to go to university and stuff and study dance. I was like, and she's like, oh, but I haven't found the time. And then I said to her, I was like, okay, so what is it? Why'd you do this? Like, why are you doing this? And then Wilsey and that heard that, and they've taken that, and then all they keep doing for years to this day, it's been 3 years now, and they still shout at me, why are you doing this? And then they told everyone in Don't Flock that I tried to save this stripper. I was like, Captain Save Her or whatever. And then I sort of denied it for a bit, and I was like, you know what? Even fans are coming up to me and being like, oh, he's going to save a stripper, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I can run with this. So in the T-Kid battle, in my second round, I was like, Danny Jaqq type of guy. I did that whole saviour thing. And then from there, it's just carried on. Even battles recently, I've sort of tried to go away from it, but I think it's just going to stick with me forever now.
Yeah, I mean, at least you've, admitted it, adopted it, embraced it.
Yep.
It's all good, really. And you say that you ask her to let her inside you, let you inside her.
Yeah. Very clear double entendre there.
Not talking body grinding. It's good shit. And then the name, like you said, that was kind of you were kind of had to clarify the name. You couldn't believe it, and the name comes in a lot. And then is that a flip at the second? Suggesting women need saving is like suggesting black people need slavery.
So I think it's coincidental writing.
yeah, maybe. Line hits hard, delivers well.
Yeah.
And then, quite funny, tried to do some research on her name, had to take a wank break. But like the way you deliver it, like I had to take a wank break. Like you kind of have this, like, I mean, did you ever perform as a kid? Do you have any theatre, or is it all kind of hip hop you've came up on?
Oh, no, I used to want to be an actor in school. I was in all the school plays.
What roles did you do?
For my year 11 GCSE play, we did a play, I can't remember what the play is called now, but it's about a load of teenagers that go Ibiza. And I played the sort of nervous, geeky kid that gets the fit girl at the end, but then the fit girl dies.
Typecast.
A lot of time I was typecasted. Apart from in A-levels, where I got to do like a gangster rendition of Pontius Pilate as my monologue, which was so fun, because I get to do an American accent, a black American accent for one, which is something I do for fun. So
yeah.
It's good. It's very good. I want to get back into acting at some point, man. I miss it.
No, don't, man. That's really cool. And you say it's ironic if she choke up, and then you end the second with a hug. Should you have ended the third with a hug, maybe?
This is the thing, because it was supposed to be a checkpoint after party, and it was only supposed to be 2 rounds.
Right.
So the end of my second was the end of the battle. But then, because on checkpoint weekend, while I was at checkpoint, my great nan had died.
Right.
And the battle was the day after, so I'm not going to do the battle. I'm not battling the day after my nan died. And then, so the battle got moved to April Fools, and then I said, because of the troubles, I'll make this 3 rounds, and I'll try and I'll talk them into putting it on the main channel. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, okay, yeah, cool, that's a good deal. I was like, okay, thank you, because I'm not going to battle. She prepped, I know, but I had to move it a month or something. I did it, and then I said to her, do three rounds, hence the third round. But I left the third round really late. I wrote the third round about 3 days before Deep Throat Folk Battle. Which is why,
explains the impersonations then.
Yeah. But it turned out to be the best round of the battle, I think, or at least the most entertaining round. Cause,
it was. The tally stuff. Let this ting bust in the bitch. Morning after pill won't do shit.
That's bars, bro.
My bed game. Now, one thing that disappointed me, Danny, you don't know who Omar is.
I don't know.
Man. Okay.
I know. I never watched The Wire before.
Watch The Wire, bro. It's like, everyone recommends TV shows to people all the time, and I get it, but it's better than every single one.
Yeah.
There's no question. Like, it's soul endorsed, man.
Yeah.
They should put down the front of the DVD box set. Don't flop
by Jed Mitchell.
Exactly. Just a little kind of little thumbs up and a DF symbol.
Yeah, you got them like review things with 4 stars of that. It's just got Jed Mitchell underneath one of them.
Bars quote. The reason you say Omar, my bed game, less dope, and it's a big success. This battle, obviously, views wise at the time, did you feel it in the room? Were people saying, "Whoa, that was actually like way better than I thought it'd be"?
As soon as after the battle finished, I went out. Every battle I do, I always go up to Bagnall and I'm like, okay, what do you think? Like, did you enjoy it or whatever? And then Bagnall, I went up to Bagnall, and Bagnall was like, that was sick, bruv. You're gonna get 100k views, 100%.
Wow.
I was like, nah, man, I can see it getting 50 or something. He goes, no, I promise you 100k views.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, wow, okay. But obviously I didn't really believe it until it dropped. And then I had 25k in a day. I was like, oh.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, man. I was like, Jesus, that is mental. Like, Soul gets that, like, Tony get that. Yeah. So I was like, this is craziness. So yeah, when I saw 25k in a day, and then it went up to like 30 in like half that day, and then the next day it was at 40. Then it's sort of slowing down at 60, and then it took about 7 months for it to touch 100.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy to have a battle on that level, and for a tryout as well.
I know, it's mental.
Shout out to Deep Throat Thug, that's incredible. And are you one to, Tony mentions it in the Yunnan title match, 6.5 birthday. Are you one to keep tabs on the verse tracker page?
I used to, not so much anymore, because I didn't know I had one until very late.
Right, well, everyone has one. Shout out Ryan from Verse Tracker. That guy's busy. But I ask because I'll admit myself. I'll go on my YouTube channel and see what episodes have got what view. It's just interesting. It's analytics. Personal analytics. So I mean, views, Deep Throat aside, or even Deep Throat crew. You must be quite proud of what you've done. You've been seen by a lot of people.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very happy with everything I've done. Yeah, man, definitely.
Apart from the Jace battle.
But that never happened. That's never happened before.
Well, if it ain't on Don't Flop, it don't count.
It doesn't matter, man. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, if it ain't on training days, it don't count.
Exactly. Training days is the minimum. Apart from that, it don't matter.
Before training days, before Rapping It Jack, there was Rapping It Park.
Oh yes.
Great event. Most probably remembered for me versus Turner. That was an incredible battle. Classic. Turner. I don't know if he still battles with Will Turner, shout out Will Turner. He'd be good on a training days card, man. I mean, I just thought of that right now, but I think, he was like 16 when we battled, so he might have a bit more experience now.
Yeah, I'll have to check him out.
Yeah. No, he was, for anyone that's not aware, me and him, he was my tryout soliloquy, and he was kind of like a sort of very Harry Baker kind of post-spoken word. I mean, I was as well, but I think he was a bit more blatant with it. And, he was all right. He sort of talked about my girlfriend's pussy being like sort of a Queen Mary because he chewed her rose, which was quite nice.
Yes.
That's kind of his style. Shout out Lazy Ass Jack as well. He's a much better version of Turner.
Lazy Ass Jack is the man.
He's seriously the man. He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. So this is
I'm looking forward to
you versus Jay Dillon. Jay Dillon coming off a good run here. Like, how are you thinking going into this? He's a solid opponent.
I knew I wasn't going to win.
Yeah?
From the get, I just knew I wasn't going to win.
Yo, it's pretty hard, dude. Fucking in the park again. This is deja vu. Kids, the little kids. Because why is it when you rap?
I don't know. I just had a feeling that there's nothing I can do. He's like one of those guys that's like, it's like Calcium Kid. How do you beat Calcium Kid?
Pedro as well.
Yeah, how do you beat Pedro? You know what I mean? It's just certain guys you can't beat, so you might as well just make it a good one. So that's what I tried to do, man. I don't know why I still tried to break him down, even though some people say to me, "Oh, that bar you said about this," and people say to me that, like, a few of the fans say that I've broken Jay Dillon down more than any other opponent he's had, and I was like, thank you, but at the same time, it was a waste of time because no one's trying to hear Jay Dillon get broken down. You know what I mean?
No, it's like trying to break down B Magic. No one gives a fuck. Like, the style bar you away. Like, it doesn't matter.
The best I did in that Jay Dillon battle was the Rugrats bar.
Rugrats gun bars, which we'll get onto. Like, I want to just shout you out because had my man Dago Davala, who's a great battler on recently. That guy loves his Nicktoon bars. I'm a sucker for 90s cartoon bars.
Oh man, me too.
I mean, who isn't our age, right?
Yeah.
That's. I mean, why is that? Why is it that if someone references something from your child in a bar, it just for some reason makes it 10 times harder?
Instantly. It's like wrestling bars for me. You reference wrestling, I will love it 100%.
Right. Shout out Cojay.
Yeah, man.
Who are the best wrestler references? Pamphlet does a few as well.
Yeah, Frankie has some sick
Frankie,
ones.
that's true. Yeah, Frankie does a lot of them as well.
Yes.
Your best wrestler bars. I just want to say to battlerapresume.com. Get in touch with me. What are your best wrestler bars? I want to do a compilation soon, actually.
Yeah,
and, I've been looking at O'Shea quite a bit. He's done a lot of great bars for that. But Jay Dillon, great talent, like you say, does a lot of kind of pun-based stuff that is quite hard to combat because he's not coming at you for angles, so therefore he's not open for angles himself. Yeah. He does the kind of Tay-Rock, Tally, Harry Baker, which is a weird trio to do, but they all do wordplay the same way. Repeat the word. So you couldn't pole vault. He gets the pole vault votes. Curfew because your parents never cared for you. Yeah. That kind of thing. And you kind of do it as well. The whole, the DJs on JD. Going. I mean, you kind of emulate his style a little bit, but it's really good. And I think the second is probably your best stuff, as we said. The whole twin straps, Phil and Lil. Yeah. Feel a little interest. Big dicks like Angelica. Throw rounds at your head, it won't be Angelica. Dope shit, man. Dillon in a pickle when I pull out the Tommy.
Oh man, it's Tommy brother as well.
Brother.
Man, oh man, I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but people say to me, they're like, I like that bar because obviously, like, you leave Dillon in a pickle and you pull out that Tommy. And it's like, nah, bro, it's Dillon Pickle, Tommy's brother. It's like, man, and they're like, oh, I forgot Dillon Pickle's Tommy's brother. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. So, shit. Rugrats season 4 shit. Like, no, that may be my favorite bar of yours ever.
Yeah, no, I think it's
the whole scheme I love.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
People rock with it as well. I mean, it was that kind of rapping at Jack crowd. It was a great. Do you remember the statue in the background? What a cool thing to have in there. Like, it reminded me of Benderfosaurus with the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, I mean, less so, but
great backdrop.
Like, is it possible to train days? I realise you guys, you're in basements and parks, but if you could ever do what URL did that one time and have it on like a rooftop with your London.
There's nothing stopped. No limit. We have no limit to what we can do. Yeah, exactly. It just depends on what our financial sort of status. I say status, like what money we have, and man, there's nothing. There's like training. Said to me, there's no sort of limit onto what you can do training days. There's obviously the main part of what you have to focus on. But in terms of main events, locations, you just literally go wild, man. I was like, I'm going to do that.
No, I mean, I know you guys are as well, which is what makes it exciting. All of you, Ryan and Heretic and Bobby and the rest, you all seem to be so driven by this thing.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, man. We love it. We love it. Same with Bobby Rex. Bobby Rex is what one staff member people forget. But yeah, he is. He's handling. We've got a training days in Manchester coming up, and he's handling that. It's part of Revival, so he's handling that, and he's doing a great job up there, man. Shout out Bobby Rex.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, always shout out Bobby Rex. It's like, I want him on the show, but he's only been battling a year. It's like a kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a few guests like that where it's like, let's just wait a year, because there's no doubt that this time next year he'll have incredible, incredible battles out. And any star lines you have, Jay Begins your second, a stole or bit.
Yeah.
That's Jay Dillon 101 there. The wall was too thick in the glory hole. He's after reaction like Coke and Mentos. You're into sniffing Coke and Mentos. He actually had a bar that I like. It's weird. I remember making the same joke about this like 4 years ago when I was like at university or something. But basically, like at the time, someone had stolen someone's toothpaste and it was a scandal. And he says, "Scandalous bad breath, call it a Colgate." And I actually called it a Colgate. It didn't get much of a laugh. No one really appreciated the puns, but I thought it was quite funny. And I'm glad to see Jay getting the reaction. An onslaught of bars. Jay's delivery. Spends his Nando's.
Yeah, Nando's.
Yeah. And then it's just a really, really good battle. And you seem in the third to be struggling a little. Was it a sense of like you knew that maybe Dillon had scalped this?
I started my third round with I'm getting zipped up, so I knew I'd lost. But I think in third round I was that was the round I was sort of shaky on with prep and prep wise. So I was putting more effort in trying to remember what the next line is, rather than putting the effort into delivering it. You know what I mean? Which is a common flaw of mine. Yeah. It got laughs. It got in the top 10 punchlines of that month, which is in the third round with the Liverpool scheme thing.
Yeah.
But then, apart from that, it was a bit of a shaky round. I think that like the J Dillon battle is one of those battles I'm a bit on. Like, I don't know much.
Yeah, I mean, like, coming up to this point, before the Dillon battle, like, what were the battles? Was it like the Heretic, the Deep Throat Thug? Those were the ones. Yeah.
And then it's sort of, I peaked at Deep Throat Thug and then sort of crashed a bit with J Dillon. Even though a lot of people say that's one of their favourite battles of mine, I'm just like, with my own progression, I can see where I peaked, I can see where I've dipped, I can see where I've sort of come back up again. And then, after Deep Throat Thug, my sort of battle, like journey, if you want to call it that, is just been sort of up and down.
Yeah, after 2015, I mean, throughout 2015, I should say, which is your busiest battling year.
Oh, yeah.
You battled a hell of a lot for that year.
11 times, I think.
Yeah. Also including teaming up with Sleepy G against Press One and Lens One. Press One, a good friend of the show.
Yeah,
big up Press One, a great rapper. Like, I mean, tough, right, to team up and then perform at a big event and it's your first 2-on-2. That's a lot of pressure.
And the main event.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a fun battle, though. I quite like that one. First time I battled drunk.
Yeah.
Which is an experience. Me and Jay had a few too many drinks before the battle, but we got through it. The 84,000 views bar is one of my favourite reactions I've ever got. Yeah, man, that's a good battle. Press One and Lens One, funny. They were good.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were teaming up for the first time too, to be fair to them. But
Lens One was battling for the first time. Just try out.
Yeah. And Press brought it. Yeah, Press has that guy just oozes class, doesn't he?
Oh,
he does. He's got a great flow, great delivery, great presence. He's got the full package, really. And now another battle that I want to just touch on quickly: the Peace Solja battle. What do you remember of this one?
The Peace Solja battle was there's no sort of interesting story about how it got offered to me. But in terms of the actual day, I was all prepped and stuff, and then I went out with Laura Jarvie. Big up Laura Jarvie.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Laura Jarvie went out in our area, and we went to some club or something, and then we ended up like staying up most of the night. And then Krishna was picking me up at 6, I think, or 7, and in the morning, and he's going to pick me up, and he was going to drive me to Manchester. Drive me to Urs and then to Manchester. I got back home at like 6:30, and then went to sleep, and then at 7 o'clock, Krishna rings me like, I'm coming to your house now. I'm still very drunk and haven't slept at all. And I was like, oh my God. So I showered while still being drunk, chucked some clothes on, got in the car, and then obviously when you don't sleep for that long and you're still drunk and the alcohol's passing out of your body, you start getting the shakes and really weak and stuff. I was like, I can't do this battle. And then I got to Ur's house, and it was about 8 in the morning, and I was like, I need something to keep myself not shaking myself to death and like collapsing. So I went to the shop and bought a sausage roll and fork, and so I was in Ur's house the morning of the Peace Solja battle, haven't slept, still drunk, drinking Strongbow. Bagnall and all the staff were all waking up, and the first thing they see in the morning is just me sitting in their front room drinking Strong. And then I've got
like an omen.
Yeah, literally, I've got in the car. We've driven all the way up to Manchester. Peace Solja was like 6 hours late. I still haven't slept at this point, remember? So it's been like 36 hours or something like that. And then I get into the Peace Solja battle. I'm literally running on fumes. I don't know how I managed to deliver the first round with such energy, because I remember standing in there, like in the ring, and then obviously hearing the 3, 2, 1. Like I was like, I can't do this, man. I really can't do this. Like, I'm literally dying out here. I've never felt so bad, like physically ill in my life. And then as soon as the battle kicked in, it's like the adrenaline just made me feel like I've slept 9 hours. I wasn't drunk anymore. I just got through it, man, until the very end of the third round. But it's very surprised, man. Very surprised.
And coming into this, like, did you see yourself? Were you quite proud that you were now an established name? Going against Peace Solja, even going against Press One and his team, it shows a lot of faith in you. It seemed like the team liked you, but you were feeling good.
Yeah, man. Going against Peace Solja was sick. It was really exciting. Peace Solja, as you know, is great, and I'm a big fan of him. And we also get on really well. He sort of treats me like a little brother.
I mean, I know a lot of kind of people in Don't Flop or who organise battles listen to this, but I would appreciate if I would appreciate if Peace Solja Head Ice could go down at a birthday.
Oh, that'd be crazy, man. That would be crazy.
I'd really like that. I think they bring out the best in each other for sure. And how do you feel, just before we get on to the final battle in depth, how do you feel with comments online, I mean, you know, is it Danny? Obviously, you're a great guy, and like your battles are great, but it seems like there's a kind of dedicated, or there used to be more so now. I think it's kind of gone now, but there used to be some people who were negative. Does that bother you at all, or
Not in the slightest, man. Not in the slightest. Like at the beginning, it did.
It's got to. I mean, I'm just saying because I know it would bother me. Like, I'm not saying it as a judgment thing. I just sort of just interested.
No, at the beginning it did, because I was still getting battles, and yet these guys were still slating me. And then I was like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And then I got to a point where I realised I'm not doing anything wrong. It's like not in that sense where I'm perfect, but I mean, there's nothing I can do for these guys, for these select group of fans that just really do not like me. And there's battlers now that still have that sort of dedicated hate group. You know what I mean? Like people like you, you like Yunnan.
Yeah.
Like who else gets a lot of hate? Like you see like Tycoon Tax over
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? People just love to, even though Tycoon Tax is
kind of deserved there, but yeah.
Yeah, Tycoon Tax is garbage, but but like, you know, there's a dedicated hate group for certain battlers, and I was just like, you know what, they're going to be there regardless of what I do, because it's like Heretic has a prime example. People will hate on Heretic whether he's battling or not. It's the same with me. If we're on camera and like say if it's a completely unrelated battle to us, but we're just on camera, there'll be hate comments. Like people on JB versus Dank were like, Danny needs to go to the gym, he's such a faggot. I'm like, how are you commenting on my arms? Yeah, it's a great battle going on. It's like, they're just out there, man. Like, so it doesn't bother me at all.
Your socks commented on once as well.
Sorry, in the opinion.
Yeah.
So people were like, oh, why is Danny wearing ankle swingers? It's like, I'm sitting down and my trousers were pushed up by the weight of me sitting down on them. And they're like, oh, he's so broke. I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. But, but at the end of the day, it's like, so what? Like, my trousers weren't like down to my ankles. I'm not wearing Air Force Ones on a daily basis. It's like these people need to realise what reality is, man.
No, I feel you, man. And this J-Red battle, I mean, Sheffield, huge event, big deal, big battle.
You battle smart Alex and realised you can't hack it. Bars average, you thought everyone would start clapping, but instead you ended up on bad bars where we laughed at him. So I'm charge at him and deal out hard damage. You can't hang with this dialect because you aren't Faris.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed that battle, even though I don't like watching it back on cam. But I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, there's something about it. I think because I was more conscious of the way I performed, that I tried to be more like sarcastic with some lines and like a bit more performy. I just not I don't like it. I'm just not used to seeing myself like that, because it might, like you said, in my other battles I'm sort of more laid back, whereas in this one I'm a bit more animated with some things, and I just don't. It makes me sort of not feel like I'm watching myself. And some of in the first round, the crowd talking at the end of my round got on my nerves.
Yeah, that is hard to take, isn't it? What was the size of that venue? It's kind of hard to gauge when you watch the videos. Was it big?
Yeah, it's big, man. Very, very big.
Good event. Event.
I enjoyed that. Man.
You know, really good event. So this is, you know, you go in on kind of his sort of, I mean, you call him middle-class Britain's answer to Stormzy. I mean, does he give that middle-class vibe, Jamie?
No, not at all. But it's literally just because, you know, he's a white kid from Hastings. I was like, it's like an easy angle to go for.
I suppose so. And he's kind of, you know, his insistence that...
he's not middle class at all.
No, I didn't... Hasn't he got a tattoo on his neck?
Yeah, like, exactly. He's not middle class at all.
Shout out J-Red, though. He killed this battle.
I think the idea I had in mind was like a Vicky Pollard type.
Right.
But I just... And I thought... but middle class sounded better, so I just thought, you know, I was going to go with that. There's a lot of bars I've said in battles that I don't even believe, but I know it'll get a pop. So
you can't see Little Red Riding Hood.
I don't remember what the context of that bar was.
It doesn't need context, man. It's a good punch.
Yeah, that's quite good.
You know, then again, you know, J-Red kind of has some good stuff here. You know, comes in quick with the flow. Manny Pacquiao versus Danny Flappabout. Hands flipping so fast, you think I was Ganesh.
Oh, I don't know what he's on about.
Ganesh, I believe, is some sort of god with the elephant with the 8 arms.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know Omar? You don't know Ganesh? Battle rappers these days, shit. I bet you know about bloody Power or some shit, you know what I mean? Power, there we go.
That's a great show.
No, I haven't actually seen it, but it was kind of, yeah. The dress is brought up. I mean, I respect you for going in that dress, man. It must have been, what was the background to that?
Emily Tilly was on Tinder. We went on her Tinder, told the guy to come round and we were going to prank him and put a man in a dress, and me being me, volunteered.
Right.
So I put on the dress. I don't care about wearing the dress.
No, I mean, to be honest though, you know what's weird? People who do care.
Yeah, I know. Like, I've had some people genuinely offended. Had to pull me to the side at events and being like, I can't be friends with you if you do this stuff. Mental, bro. Mental.
They're the worst. They really need to get over themselves. This is a new world.
It is.
And it doesn't, like, you're wearing a dress. You know, it's just like that. You're literally just doing that. Like, there's nothing else.
In some cultures, especially black culture, and myself being mixed race, some of my black peers were not impressed.
Interesting.
But I don't know. I'm not that sort of person, man.
Right.
Like my mum's black, my dad's mixed race. Mm-hmm. So if you want to put into fractions, I'm like 3/4 black. They didn't care. Like my dad was a bit like, what the hell's going on here? But in a sort of jokey way. My mum just cracked up. But like,
yeah, I mean, it is absurd. This, you know, it is weird to see for sure, but like not enough to inspire to pull someone over. I don't know.
I know. But it's like I said, like it's with some black, like, sort of black cultures, it's looked down upon. Like homophobia in the Caribbean and stuff is still mentally present. So
yes, yeah, sure. And like, how did the dress feel?
It's alright actually.
Yeah,
it's pretty good material for my experience.
For battlers to write about.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm definitely. I felt I took some pride in wearing a dress.
Right. No.
I did not take pride in taking a photo of Blood Interview Point. No, I knew from that point. I was like, oh man,
it's over, right? Because as soon as it gets uploaded, even if it gets taken down in 5 minutes, everyone's screenshotted it.
Exactly.
It's just kind of, you can't. There's no such thing as privacy. I thought you looked classy. He looks like, in your opinion, every character at Channel 4. You know, and this gets, you know, you clown on him, you end on Jersey. It goes well. I think he probably takes this. Is this fair?
For the battle?
Is it? Yeah.
I can see why people say that. Like, on the day he won, I think on camera I might have out with angles and stuff. I might have won in angles, but in terms of the actual whole round battle, he probably won. Yeah,
the crowd just seemed to vibe with him a little stronger.
Yeah.
It seems. I think his projection's a bit better. And J Red, it's like he's been around a while now, but he still doesn't seem to have proper got going.
Yeah, no, he's
that's fair.
He's because he stops and starts, and
yeah.
He comes into a battle and then he'll be on the rise, and then you have another battle where he says one too many dumb lines. And people were just like, okay, that's kind of actually just bad. And then you have to go back again. He's a great battler, but he's like, his writing is different. He's very sort of school playground style.
Right.
And with that style, it's like you can do so much, but then after a while, people are just going to be like, all right. Like, because when the levels are as high as Soul or Tony, or even like in the jokey side of things, Harry Baker and that, and O'Shea.
Evil even?
They're even evil, yeah. It's like you can't. There's only so long you can go with the simple school playground stuff. At some point, you need to advance what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, no, I completely agree, man. And the thing that I want to wrap up with is the whole training days occupation that you're now running.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very exciting. Can you just give us a quick play-by-play how this actually came about?
Well, the staff were obviously the Don't Flop staff aren't deaf; they're not blind. They can see what people are saying when people are saying that the company's going downhill, the views are dropping, there needs to be quality control. Like the
views are dropping though, aren't they?
They are.
On the real.
And the thing is, like I've said this to them. I was like, the reason why the views are dropping is because you're putting people like me on the main channel too much. When you can't be putting Danny Jaqq and Soul battles up in the same week. Yeah. Because people are just going to watch my one and be like, what the hell is going on?
Unless the inevitable battle between you at 8th birthday.
Oh, yeah, of course. When the title match happens, they have no choice. But no.
Here to save you, Soul.
But, you can't be... the quality control is just too much. There's too wide a gap between top tier and not top tier. But they're all in the same bracket, and it's just... The quality of tryout, the quantity of tryouts has been... the quality of tryouts has been sacrificed with the quantity of them. So there's a lot of new guys, and not a lot of them are very good, or at least not on the same main channel level as like Tony and that. Or not saying everyone would have to be Tony, but you know what I mean. And then I said that after I got given the thing, but they know that. Like I was telling them that, and he's like, "Yeah, I know, you're right." Blah blah blah. And then. So yeah, they've seen all this, and then they were coming up with a sort of plan. And what I got told is that they came up with the idea of splitting the league into two for the quality control, and to also help the smaller guys develop without being put under the pressures of main channel eyes and that. So they split into two, and then they're trying to find out who's going to run it, because like Bam, I don't know what's going on with Bam, but Bam's doesn't seem to be about as much.
He's not affiliated at all with them.
That must be the way then. This is the thing, even though I like work for Don't Flop, I just sort of keep my head into what I have to do. I don't really focus on, so I didn't know what happened with Bam. And then, obviously Rowan has to do what he's doing, Bagnall's the director and stuff, so they had to give it to someone outside of the team. And then apparently the first name they came up with was me, because I'm on Viewpoint a lot, I'm active. Even if I'm not battling, I'm always active on the forums and communicating with the fans and the community. And they said that they thought I would take it seriously, which I 100% am and am doing. And and then they sort of just approached me at Leeds the day before Liverpool, and we're just like, we've decided we want to split the league into two with training days. We want you to run it. And I was like, oh my God. Literally, because at this point I was looking to pack it all in. Yeah, I was really feeling I'm done with battling. I'm just going to go back to being a fan. I have nothing to achieve from battling. I'm just going to continue to do these battles.
You've achieved a lot.
Exactly. And then my last two uploads haven't even touched 15k. I'm like, I can't do this, man. Right. I was hitting 44k at one, 30k at one point. How have I gone down to 14? And I was like, I just feel like I'm pushing, every time I battle, I'm pushing myself further down the slope. So I was like, I'm just going to pack it in now and take what I've got, sort of walk away with the money, sort of thing. And then chuck me that. I was like, okay, that's like a sort of, what's the word when they throw it? He like threw me a bone, man. Like pulled me out of the rut I was in, and now I've got training days, and my mind is completely on that. Even though I've got a battle at Sunburn, but I'll do that because it's on beat, and I like on beat battles. And I want to do one more. I sort of got the hunger back to do one more a cappella battle. Maybe 8th birthday or something afterwards or something like that. But I'm sort of, with battling side of things, I'm sort of done. So with training days, sorry, I've gone off topic. But with training days, I got given training days, and then they said to me, basically, you got to focus on, you're going to have like a separate roster, focus on the developing new guys and the guys that sort of need the experience and stuff like that, build them up, and then once they get the experience and we sort of we'll look across to like training days to see what the pool of talent is saying there, then they'll bring someone to the main channel. That's how they're going to do it now. And that's my job, basically.
Yeah, I think it's going to be seen. Hopefully it is seen if anyone's listening to this in the future. But it's going to be seen as one of the great power moves that Don't Flop. Splitting up the league, very very smart move to put it into you guys' hands. And they just couldn't have done it a couple of years ago purely because you guys weren't around, and like you and Bobby and Heretic and Ryan are such great fits and bring so much to it. And what is the kind of collaborative process? Are you guys always in contact? Do you meet once a week on Skype or something? Or
we haven't actually. Like me and Krishna meet quite a bit. Me and Ryan meet, and then me, Ryan, and Krishna meet sometimes. Because the way it works is the day-to-day training days process is run by me, myself, Krishna, and Ryan. And then so on everything day to day, every event, us three are involved. So we're like the integral, the internal, whatever. Yep. And then Heretic and Bobby, they're not involved. Well, they hear what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. And they can give ideas happily. I'm not saying that, but I mean, their main side of it is when we go up north, or if they can help us with finding venues up north, they can set up battles up there. They can sort of help out with the north side of things. And if we're saying with Revival, I can't go to Revival because I've got a show with Sleepy. Right. So Bobby can do that. And then, but next year we're planning on doing, I think January, we're planning on doing a North versus South. And I think the way we're going to do it is me and Krishna build a team, and Harry and Bobby build a team. And so that way all four of us have a big say in what happens on this event, because I have felt that the workload, Harry and Bobby aren't getting enough workload. And not saying that they're lazy because they want to. Right, I think it's a flaw in the way I'm doing things, that in the sense, because it's all mostly down south, there isn't much for them to do really. So with this North versus South idea, plus just because I know fans would love that, and it also gives all four of us some proper get stuck in with this, like, and especially building a team. It'll be like a little fun competition, internal competition between the staff, and
external as well. People
definitely
have fun watching it, man. And what is it? what does it mean to you, like, in terms of just working on it? You say, like, the guys haven't got much to do. Like, are you, I mean, I kind of feel this way with this podcast as well, so I just sort of looking at it from another entity. Like, are you thinking about it a lot? Like, are you,
all the time.
You must be, right? Yeah?
All the time.
How can you make it better? Who can you get involved? Yeah.
Yeah, it's caused problems in my private life because obviously if I'm with my girlfriend or something and my phone goes off, because it's not like a 9 to 5. It's not like come 5 o'clock, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the time on the clock sort of thing, and it might just be sending a message on Facebook just to organise a battle, or it's, you know, back and forth. What the hell's that noise? Sorry. Back and forth on emails. Oh my god, sorry, I just heard a horrible noise.
Sorry.
They're back and forth on emails for venues and stuff. Like I've been back and forth on emails with a venue in Brighton, so that could cause problems.
Yeah,
like, because I'm literally in the car or, you know, in my room, just literally back and forth on emails, back and forth, and that can cause problems. But at the same time, yeah, like you said, it takes over it's literally a day-to-day, minute-by-minute thing. I'm literally thinking, what can I do? What battle should I do? Because, like, I love battle rap. It's like, I'm getting to work. That's the fun thing about training days. I'm getting to put together events that I can enjoy. You know what I mean? It's like loving films and then becoming a director or something. Like, you're getting to put together,
oh my god, yeah,
something that you like, you will like to watch. Like a Rapping at Jaqq, I had the time of my life.
Yeah.
Every battle, I was like, I literally set up battles. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I set up battles with the fans in mind. But some of the battles I set up, I'm just like, I want to see this.
Yeah.
And then, like JB Dank, I set that up because I want to see that. And then it turned out to be the best battle of the day. So
ridiculous battle, one of the best battles of the year so far on Dove.
Yeah, oh, thank you, man. Yeah,
it is, man. I mean, there's no doubt. The reaction in the comments has been wild.
Yeah. I'm sure they all thank you themselves as well, man. They're a great battle. I think JB is like one of the most underrated battlers in the UK, man.
JB's great. Dank's that dude. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no two ways around it. Dank is killing it right now.
Yeah, Dank's gonna be top tier soon, man.
In my eyes, he is, like, already, like, in terms of, like, I mean, it's a question of opponents for sure and defining your tier status, but writing wise, the guy's absolutely sensational. So we'll wrap up quickly. Obviously, you're a big fan, so I'm interested to hear some of your answers to these questions. First one being, Danny, favourite don't flop battle.
Favourite don't flop battle? Oh man, that is hard. That is very, very hard. I think Matter and P Solja versus Big J and Lefty is one of my favourite battles. That's like, I put that in my top 5. Tony Yunan, Tony Osh, C Soul.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was a great battle. Cracker and C versus Shuffle and Marlowe. Love that battle.
Yeah, that's one of my favourites, man. That is such a good battle. Like, I think it's the GOAT Marlowe Shuffle performance.
Yeah, man.
I think it is their better. Both because it's on a massive stage.
Yeah. And
they're just hilarious. Their timing is amazing.
Yeah, I know. Amazing. Cracker and C's third round against Ark and Skirms is one of my favourite rounds ever. I love that.
Yeah. Their flow together as well, Cracker and C, in that battle.
I know, they're insane.
The diss section.
Yeah, exactly, man. They literally have such good chemistry, man. Like, they should do more music together. They definitely should. There
needs to be a resurgence, because when I was at King of the Realms recently, I was speaking to Lazy Ass Jack, and he was saying that him and Bear Solutions are up for some 2-on-2s. And I'm like, if there was an organic 2-on-2 scene, then in a year, you guys versus Shuffle and T, and I'm sure Shuffle T and Marlowe would do it.
Oh yeah,
and that would be a good battle, because they never faced two other posh literate guys.
Yeah, I know.
Like, really, I mean, I know they did the Harry and Kraft, but in my opinion, I think they kind of trounced them. It wasn't a very good battle, but that'd be really good. So, favorite King of the Dot?
King of the Dot, Pat's Day versus Head Ice.
Oh, okay.
Always has been. I love that. Is literally start to finish the best thing ever. Yep. The whole bought a bucket of boneless chicken. Spiced, like that stuff is just like, oh man, perfect. I love Pat's Day. I love Head Ice.
Right.
I love that. I hate rematches, but I'd love for them to rematch.
Yeah, it's maybe a little too soon, but maybe like a World Dom 10 or something. Maybe like World Dom 10 is like the rematch World Dom or some shit. I don't know.
Head Ice would be like 60 by then.
And it will look exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And Pat will be really haggard, like this old haggard white Canadian.
sort of hanging, his flab hanging.
You remember
out.
me? Oh God, who's sucker free now? Like, and finally on the battle section, URL.
URL. I don't know. This is a hard one. So I've only sort of got into the URL properly in the last 2 years.
Wow.
I wasn't a fan of it. No, well, I mean, I've only started watching it regularly this year.
It's quicksand, man. It's so addictive. I've been trapped for years. It's so good.
Like I used to get when I was battling, I used to only I used to be one of those guys like, oh, it's not direct enough. Oh, right. There's no, all they do is gun bar. But now I'm watching it, I'm like, this is sick, bro.
Gun bars are sick. Like, admit it. Everyone needs to admit it.
Exactly. And their URL are the best performers in the world. URL battlers are the best performers in the world.
Just the league, the way the league runs, and Smack and Beasley, and just the kind of editing and just everything about it is just very premium.
It's a showcase.
Yeah, it's such a product. It's like a film, isn't it? At times.
Yeah.
B Magic Conceited. I can't remember what event that's from. I think that might be from a Summer Madness or a Gnome. In my eyes, it's the best ever filmed and recorded event. The quality.
It's really good, really good.
Outstanding, like truly outstanding. I think that's one of the reasons I fuck with URL, as well as that the roster's insane. Just the actual production values. And King of the Dot, like Massacre 2, that looked brilliant.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Shout out Clayton, had him on the show recently, the guy who filming there along with Avocado. He was so. But URL, man, sorry, you were going to say?
Hitman versus John is, I love that battle. Hitman's first round is just like me and Rowan say this like a lot. It's literally like Battle Rap 101, man. It's literally performance, bars, crowd control. Like I can't remember the bar, but he's like saying, "I'm gonna teach you something," blah blah blah. And he's like, "Can you hear that?" And then the crowd are completely silent. He's like, "That's how you control the crowd." I was like, "Bro, that is literally that is professionalism at its best."
Is that the round where he remixes the Reload the Bullets?
Yeah, man. I know that bar makes no sense, really.
Yeah, it's fire.
Yeah. Reload the Bullet, the game out. Oh, bro, he is fire. So good.
Yeah, I think any marksman is like, well, but regardless, Hitman Holler, and that guy, like, I mean, he's just, like, I know DNA is like the most viewed guy, but I think Hitman Holler is one of the guys who, like, his average is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, he's almost like got 1 million average or something. Like, he's commanding so much big stuff. But, I mean, who else in the URL? Do you have any other big guys you like?
Oh, yeah. I love Clips. I know you're not a fan of Clips, but...
no, not really, but... Yeah,
I love Charlie Clips. I just... The simplicity of him and just the entertainment value of him is just, I just love it. Like, who else do I like? Obviously, I like the B Magics and stuff.
Rum Nitty
he's only been URL once, but he's got that style. So, I love Rum Nitty, man. Love Rum Nitty.
No, that's crazy, man. I was just to recap on that Hitman Holler thing, and just on his first tracker page, he has 28 million views. He has 24 battles. He's averaging almost 1.2 million a battle.
Oh my god!
Which is just
Check DNA.
I'll check DNA quickly because I am interested to compare. But I know that Hitman Holler, he's not been on URL since Surf, so it's like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
Like he's been away for a time.
Last time he battled was against Bonkers.
Oh yeah, DNA's average is 500,000. So it's not even near.
Yeah, well, how many battles has he got?
Well, he's got like 80 odd battles, hasn't he? 91 battles DNA. His most recent battle was against Chrome, apparently. Chrome, who I only know because he's going to be on the GZ card of World Dom 6. You excited for World Dom 6?
Oh, yeah, man, definitely, man. I was a bit at first, but like... Right.
They're just good events, like they're just I know you're a wrestling guy, and I'm like, I guess similar to you in the sense that you've got into URL. I'm slowly getting into wrestling, more just like the culture. I don't really sort of watch it, but I get it. Like it is really interesting and really awesome. But I guess like the WrestleMania, isn't it? World Dom. It's
and like Summer Madness, WrestleMania, Summer Madness, 8th birthday. It's all in the same bracket for me.
Sunburn, Sunburn Free, maybe less so, but I mean,
Sunburn's like
Sunburn Free training day is real shit.
But I look forward to World Dom 6, man. I think Caustic's going to kill Rowan.
It's going to be bloody.
Yeah, I think Caustic's going to...
It's not going to be nice to watch.
Freeze it, man. Yeah. Charlie Clips, Il Solomon, great battle.
For Solomon, for Clips is a good battle. Solomon needs to 3-0 him.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Solomon's been on that run, man.
Yeah, true. Although Solomon does say at least one or two horrible bars about you guys. I've heard him say some terrible.
Yeah, bro, I've heard you say terrible bars.
I mean, look at the difference between me and Solomon.
I was expecting you to come up when they announced on World Dom 6, Solomon, Danny. I just thought it'd be one of those left field, just,
That'd be so funny, man.
And finally, I guess, let's say, hypothetically, you get invited out to King of the Dot. Who would you like to battle? If they offered you a King of the Dot person and they say you could pick anyone you want?
Anyone I want.
In reason, so you can't pick Pat Stay, but,
So, in reason, probably E. Farrell,
Yeah, well, yeah, that'd be dope.
How E. Farrell here. And I really like E. Farrell as a person, but I just think it would be so...
No, shout out to E. Farrell, by the way. E. Farrell came on this show, the 3rd episode, man. He didn't even know what it was, and he was like, yeah, I'm down, no problem. Like, he's the dude, man.
Yeah, he's such a cool guy. We talk regularly. And because we had the sort of idea of us battling got thrown out there last year. Same with me and Nameless. Me and Nameless and me and E. Farrell were sort of thrown out there and agreed by both sides, and they never happened.
I think E especially is desperate to get out there, so you'd be silly not to put him on a training days card. If not,
no. So I've got plans. I've got because I think E. Farrell's going to be out here. There's apparently a 90% chance. On Er's live stream, he said there's like a 90% chance E. Farrell's going to be out here. So if he does come out here, I want to put him against someone deserved. I've got someone in mind as well.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think who I'd put him against in the Don't Flop roster. Maybe like a Jay Dillon or a Dank Schrader. Maybe a Harry Baker might be quite fun.
Yeah, so good ideas. I'll just say it because if it's not there, if it doesn't happen, then it probably will happen. I want to try to get him against JB Farrell.
Yeah,
man, that's my plan. I think that'll be a main event for 8th birthday, after or pre-party.
Pre-party headliner.
Yeah, man. JB versus E. Farrell. I think JB deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
He needs a big battle, man, because that's the only thing holding him back. Opponents.
He does, and he's taken his foot out the gas, ironically, a little bit at the moment. Mavlik's battle wasn't that hot. I need to watch the reverse live one. But if he gets back to that dark daylight, fast lane Faz kind of form, man. He's such a good writer.
He's so good, man. He's so good. Big up E. Farrell every time.
Always. Check out if you want to hear episode, that's the 3rd episode, Battle Resume 3. But Danny, thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me, man. This was fun. Sorry about the old slip-ups and stuff.
It wouldn't be a Danny Jaqq performance without them, man.
I know, man.
No, but seriously, thank you, man. And everyone should go...
Oh, you've cut out.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Social media, music-wise, how are people getting at you?
Okay, follow me on Twitter at Danny Jaqq, DANNYJAQQ.
Danny Jaqq!
Danny Jaqq. Facebook is facebook.com/Danny Jaqq. SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Danny Jaqq. Instagram, InstaJack_. I think that's about it. Yeah, man. Facebook.
Training days.
Training days. Please go like the page.
Please do. This is an endorsement personally from me. I've been to one of the events. Fantastic.
Thank you, man. Please like the page. Facebook.com/DF Training Days. The Instagram is DF Training Days. We're in the works of putting a Twitter, which will be at DF Training Days. So please follow all 3 of those and come to the events, because this is the future of Don't Flop. If you don't believe that, then you need to just come and see what's going on. Because at the end of the day, Training Days is the future of Don't Flop.
Yeah, no, God,
we are bringing the future of Don't Flop. The future of Don't Flop has to come through us. So if you are not following us, you are not keeping up with Don't Flop. If you're a real fan of Don't Flop, you need to follow Training Days. It's a necessity. It's essential. So please follow the page. Cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't really make sense that you haven't seen this just thousands migrating, or not even migrating, just liking, just so they can see. But it'll happen, the more battles, the more branding. I like the fact that you got the TD on the thumbnail as well to kind of differentiate from the Don't Flop. That's a nice touch. Thanks again, Danny.
Thank you, Tom.
No, it's all good, man. At battlerapresume.com. Thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you next week.
I ain't about the small talk, can be, so calm it already and keep my name out your mouth, cause it's too hard for your belly. You're large and you're sweaty, knees weak, rotted, you're heavy. This will end in heartbreak, kid. Don't leave you my age and net age. You know it'll go like that, cause you can't flow like that. I mean, look at him, now look at me. This ain't a no spice ad, but louder beef talk. I'ma jam like a reborn and talk about myself, cause I know you watching Lee Ward. I'm the saviour here on earth, and I raised up from the dirt. Those who stand before the rising end up names within a hearse. I ain't a stranger to the worst, to the pain and to the hurt. See, my failure is a curse, and I paint it with my words. It's an ink I use for writing. In this industry I'm fighting Jackals Nicholson and Shining, cause if he's in, it is violence. Leave these whining pricks hung with the string rope. If they're violent, send them climbing. Drag themselves up Jacob's ladder. I will take those rappers and take souls and stay cold like Malfoy, Draco rappers or an exorcist. This year I'm dead in pricks. This year is like work. So next up is Heretic, the dreaded kid. Straight up killer like predators. Yeah.